Ring of Honor celebrating their 19th anniversary. It is amazing to see how much that company has grown, and we are so proud that Ring of Honor gives us access whenever they can. You know, they've been such a great company to work with. And they are celebrating that with the 19th anniversary pay-per-view, which is kind of ironic because at this time last year, they were getting ready for the 18th anniversary. They were in Las Vegas, and then the world shut down. So we are so glad that they could get together, not in Vegas, but hey, it'll do. It's still a pay-per-view. And one of the matches that is of particular interest, Jonathan Gresham, the Octopus, defending the Pure Championship against my guest at this time, joining me on the Vaqueros Cafe and Cantina hotline. He is the pride of Denver, Colorado. If you cross him, then shame on you. Dak Draper. You can follow him on Twitter and Instagram at High Magnum. Dak, how are you?
Oh, I'm good. How are you? I'm excited for this, the biggest match of my life coming up in 2 days.
I suspect it is. I mean, you are the 2019 Top Prospect Tournament winner coming out of the Ring of Honor dojo. How much has that meant to you going forward the last couple of years in Ring of Honor?
It's meant a lot to me. It's just the whole way that everything shaped up there, where with the Top Prospect Tournament being kind of a surprise to me, where I didn't know that I was going to be in it until a few weeks out. And then being able to travel around and wrestle again. I've talked about it before, where I like to, it's almost nice to wake up in a hotel again and then go wrestle. And I felt like for about 6 months, I didn't have that while I was really just training at the Ring of Honor dojo. And so it was so nice to get back into the swing of things with the tournament, and then win a match in each city to make the finals, to face Austin Gunn, who is the son of one of my trainers, Billy Gunn. It was just it was almost like a movie, how it all shaped up, and how we met in Las Vegas, which is a city that is it's a special city for me, because that's where I really feel like I cut my teeth a lot in independent wrestling. And so have that story unfold and have me win the Top Prospect Tournament over Austin Gunn, who of course is the son of somebody who has shaped my career so much. It was awesome, and I thought it really propelled me going into my Ring of Honor career. And then the world stopped.
Right. And then the world stopped, and then you weren't waking up in hotels anymore for a long time. And that's one of the things I've talked to, several other Ring of Honor wrestlers, Jay Lethal and others, about, the admiration that I have for Ring of Honor in the way they took care of you guys. They kept you apprised of everything. They took care of you. They, didn't cut anybody. They didn't. They said, look, we are coming back, but we want you to be safe. And then everything that they did to start up again with the TV tapings and the pay-per-views, they're in Baltimore working with the State Athletic Commission. Talk for a second about how much it means to you to be in a company like Ring of Honor, where it seems they really do care about your health and well-being and want to see the best of you with that in mind.
So being in wrestling, and I've been in wrestling for, it's almost a decade now. Just being around for a while, you always are a little bit worried. So when the anniversary show last year, the 18th anniversary, got canceled, the first thing in my head was worry, because a show is canceled, that costs the company money. And you start to worry, like, oh man, like how much longer are we going to have jobs? Are they going to go the route that you expect a lot of times? And if we have to cut costs, we're going to cut part of the roster. And that's what I was really worried about, people becoming casualties. And that was all set aside when they communicated with us that we have nothing to worry about, that we were going to be taken care of. And we were taken care of. Like, Ring of Honor talked the talk, and they walked the walk even more than they talked the talk, because I feel like there are things that aren't publicized, just about how they've gone so above and beyond with safety, with making sure that no COVID has been spread at any of these tapings. They've had the safety of the fans in mind, and even more so, they've had the safety of the wrestlers and the crew in mind. And I'm not a guy who's been known as a loyal guy at times in my life, where I feel like there have been I feel like when I was getting recruited in college sports, I verbally committed to like 3 different colleges. Loyalty has not always been my strong suit, but the way that Ring of Honor, handled us and handled this pandemic, that inspires supreme loyalty.
Right, absolutely. Talking with Dak Draper here on Sports Guys Talking Wrestling. You just mentioned about college sports, and you did play college football as well as wrestled. Where did you go to school at? Where did you play and wrestle?
So I just wrestled in college.
Okay.
I went to Shadron State College in it's in Northwest Nebraska, and I went there with the intention of playing football and wrestling,
Okay.
and got talked out of it. Got talked into focusing on wrestling, which I think was a big mistake, because I think people were kind of looking at Dak Draper like, a normal man, a normal human. He should probably just focus on one sport. People didn't realize they were dealing with the Mile High Magnum, and I think I probably would have done even better in wrestling if I had played football too, because I always rise to the occasion.
Okay. I understand. Do you still follow football? Do you have a team you're loyal to, whether it's college or the NFL?
Oh, the Denver Broncos are my team.
Okay.
Yeah, and then in college football, it's the Air Force Academy. So it's not I don't spend much time. I never really see myself worrying about the college football playoff picture or anything, because you don't have to worry about the Air Force Academy being in there. But there's so many games that were freezing cold games that I sat through as a little kid, and I feel like it built up some mental toughness,
Right. Plus, they get to go for the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, so that makes sense.
This is true.
And the Broncos, a good friend of mine, Dan Neal, played. He was the center for John Elway, of course.
Oh yeah,
we're here in the home of the Texas Longhorns. So yeah, I've admired the Broncos for a long time now. So let's talk about the pay-per-view. Let's talk about this match. What made you decide to step into the Pure division? Was this simply to get championship gold, or was this a desire to actually kind of change route, so to speak, and go into the Pure division and wrestle in that manner?
So I think it was a combination of things. The stars kind of aligned for me, where I started watching the Pure division matches while I was still a part of the television division, and highly ranked in the television division on top of that.
Absolutely.
And I started to see that I think my amateur wrestling background, which is something I've kind of pushed away throughout my wrestling career, and because I don't want to be known as just an amateur wrestler, I could see that I could really utilize some of this stuff as I watched the Pure tournament go on. I was an alternate in the Pure tournament, but I wasn't used, so I remained in the television division because no one was hurt or taken out of the tournament. And I just kind of start to play around in your mind with, well, if I face this guy, I think I'd be a bad matchup for him. I think I'd be a bad matchup for Tracy Williams. And you know what? I think I'd be a bad matchup for Jonathan Gresham. And then I started to see the attention the Pure division was getting. At one point, I had calculated it out. Pure matches were 78% of matches shown on Ring of Honor television. And I am in wrestling for the attention. I do a good job at everything. But there's no sense in doing a good job if other people don't know you're doing it. And so when I see all the attention the Pure division is getting, and then I think to myself about how I have the skills to excel in the Pure division, it only made sense for me to put in my paperwork to get moved on over. And I'm sure that Ring of Honor was psyched about it to get a star like Dak Draper in the Pure division.
Absolutely. And as you say, it's kind of the same thing in football. What good is if you're out on the gridiron and you're not being shown on television, whether ESPN, wherever. So the same thing, the Pure division, the Pure tournament, critically acclaimed. It was probably, I would say, one of the best things that Ring of Honor has done in the last several years. And so now the spotlight is on there. So let's talk about the challenge of Jonathan Gresham, the current Pure champion. He's had, I think, 7 different title defenses right now. He seems to be getting better and better and better. Not to mention, you look at the foundation that's around him with Jay Lethal and Tracy Williams and Rhett Titus. All that work. So, what is it that you can do, or what weakness can you exploit to gain yourself that Pure championship?
So the biggest thing I can exploit is the size difference. Like, don't judge a book by its cover. except for in this case, because I am large and I'm a large problem in the pure division, and I'm going to be a large problem in this match. Now, I think something that Gresham possesses is his mind. Like, that's his biggest strength, is his mind. And I know he's going to have a strategy to try to get me moving around, to try and get me off of my game, because I'm big. I control the center of the ring. Guys need to come to me. And if Gresham, I'm sure of it, that Gresham's going to try and get me to chase him around, to get moving, to get off of my base. And so for me, it really comes down to sticking to my game, to wrestle my match, to not wrestle Gresham's match. And so I'm all about discipline going in this. I am laser focused.
Size, in this case, I think size could be the difference. You may be right. We'll see on Friday. We'll see Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Ring of Honor presents the 19th anniversary pay-per-view. It'll be on pay-per-view providers. See it on Honor Club, Fight TV. Hour 1 will air free on multiple platforms, and you will see Dak Draper take on Jonathan Gresham and try to win that Ring of Honor Pure Championship. Dak Draper, make sure you follow him on Twitter and Instagram at High Magnum. Dak, thank you so much for your time, man. All the best to you. Be well, be safe, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, thanks a lot. Have a good one.